Hi, good to see you on the Gapster channel. For the price of a couple fancy capacitors or any of these things we buy from time to time, you can buy yourself a nice mini treadmill. We're also going to talk about how to buy a machine that does not end up collecting dust after a while, because a lot of times that's what ends up happening to those machines. So let's see how we can keep using it and which machine would be more likely to be used. And towards the middle of the video, we're going to talk about all the criteria you need to look at before buying a treadmill. So feel free to jump there anytime you like. Like, how much time do I spend watching YouTube videos like you guys watching me right now, maybe lying down on the couch? And wouldn't it be nice to convert the screen time into some exercise time and do something good for my life? I've had this thing for over a month now and I've been using it actually regularly. You can get this treadmill for under $250 US or 300 Canadian. It's very solid. You'd think at this price you're just going to get a toy, but no, it's actually a very solid, durable machine, and it's very well made. It's all made of very solid aluminum and steel, and it just feels very heavy. And you can set the inclination anywhere from 1%, 6%, or 12%. I find 6% is probably a good medium, and sometimes I put it on 12% if I want a good workout. You can actually fold this thing very easily, and unlike some of the machines that are quite bulky, and you can adjust the level of how you want it and how far you want it. I find it on the end here, it gives me a little bit more space, and you can adjust the height of it to as high as you want. Once you're happy with the adjustment level, then you just lock those pins. Folding the machine is easy. If you have it on a high elevation, just pull the pin and this should roll down. And then all you have to do is it's got rollers, so it's easy to just move it around. And what's really nice is the cord is disconnectable, so you can just take it out and you don't have anything dangling while you're trying to store it away. If you are on the heavy side or you'd like to have more support, there's a couple center support screws here. You just deploy them, and that gives you a bit more support. Otherwise, it might feel like a bit squishy. I haven't found it to be squishy actually at all, because it's quite rigid without it. But just in case you're on the heavy side, I would suggest you use those in case you have it on an inclination. It gives you a little better support. Now, the secret to using it is actually I leave it set up most of the time. And the way I use it is mainly to watch my YouTube videos. Like I said, instead of lying down on the couch, I can actually watch my videos while I'm doing something useful. And I often use it for lowering my sugar level after a meal, or if you just have a meal, you feel like you're getting this sugar high. All you have to do is jump on this thing for like 10 minutes, and that's going to bring your sugar level lower and keep you in that target zone. Now, for noise level, I wouldn't say it's silent, but it's very low noise. So you can actually watch your videos or whatever you're watching without having to even put headphones, as the motor is fairly quiet. And even when you put it on like super high, so I've got it here, let's go. It gets a little bit noisier at higher speed, but it's still reasonably good. This Toputure Treadmill can hold 300 pounds. It also has a 2.5 horsepower motor, which is stronger than most small treadmills like this one. Now, you could use the controls on the pad here. This was, I find, the easiest way to use it. You can control the treadmill via an app as well, which is very convenient when you have a screen. And you can attach any screen you want on your treadmill. The app is free, so you don't have to actually subscribe unless you really want to. The software that comes with it, it's a free software, but it's an option to subscribe. But there's a lot of free routine setups. While there are some subscriptions, you can actually subscribe if you'd like to, but there is still lots of free options. For example, you can pick a walk, and we're going to pick, for example, walking in Switzerland. You can pick a free walk here. And basically what it does, it's just going to show you a scenic view, and automatically it will start the machine for you, and you'll be on your way walking in Switzerland here. And you can adjust the speed a little bit. and you can basically go for there. For me personally, I prefer to watch some videos. That usually I have to watch some YouTube videos to keep up with things. So that's a good way to do it. So I'm not just lying down doing nothing. The machine does not come with an iPad. This is my own iPad, but you could put your phone, a small tablet, or a big iPad like this one. I found when you're putting a big iPad, you have to stretch those very tight, so it gets a little bit tough. Sometimes it's easier if you have two people doing it, but for smaller, basically screen, it's fairly simple to slide one in. I usually have an older iPad that I just leave it plugged in all the time there, and I find that a little easier. So I don't have to muck around with things. I just jump on it, boom, boom. I'm actually watching something, the machine is running, and I'm already on my way. The app is fairly easy. You basically, and it's connected to your machine, so it's going to adjust the speed and how fast it's going to go. You just have to pick, for example, a walking tour, training, or you can actually make your own routine as well. There's custom routines you can make. For example, if we go into walking tours, there's all these different places. You can pick a beach walk somewhere. And like I said, there's a few free walks. So if you pick the free version, you definitely don't have to subscribe to things. And once it gets the machine working for you, and it just keeps you entertained. It's actually kind of interesting. There's also a small remote that comes with it, so if you want to keep that maybe in your pocket or something, you can easily control things. But I find the display here is fairly straightforward and easy and accessible. So there's also a big display screen, and you could set actually different programs from P1 to P12, P1 being the most gentle and P12 which is the most demanding. For example, let's pick P11, and it's going to basically give you a must. So it's going to start at 1.8, but it's going to start going faster as time goes by. And like I said, the display on the bottom displays everything. Now, when buying a treadmill, first you need to ask yourself a few questions before you go and buy something like this or any other treadmill. First thing is, how fast will it go? This one, for example, goes up to 7.5. Do you need to run faster than that? Are you training for like a major Olympics or something? This may not be, you might want to use a commercial treadmill in that case, because this is not, the speed demon. It does run, but you can go to a certain limit. The other thing is, does it have different programs to change into the speeds as you go? And this one does. Now also you might want to ask yourself, does it have automatic inclination? So will it actually go up and down over time? This is a feature that is used more into more advanced treadmills and commercial ones. So be prepared to spend way more amount of money if you want to get into features like that. Also, do you want to last for a very long time? Are you going to use it like 3-4 people using it every day, for example, or are you just going to use it, on a lighter use? If you're, you have a few people at home and you're going to use it intensively every day, you might want to consider a commercial, basically, treadmill. But bear in mind, now you're looking at, something in thousands of dollars, and something that's going to take a lot more space. And that's the other main question I think most people ignore, is how much space are you willing to allocate for your treadmill? Often we think, oh, we have lots of space, but when you get this monster thing, you can't even move it. For example, some commercial treadmills, you need like an army of people before you can actually move it from one place to another. So something like this, 1 or 2 people can easily move it. One person can lift it and roll it. It's really simple. So you gotta decide. There's always a trade-off on, how strong you want it to be versus how long you want it to last versus how much, weight and space you like to allocate for it. Another thing is you want to consider is how loud is it? Yes, it's great to have this big, powerful motor, but once that thing runs and you're trying to watch something on your screen, you're going to find that it's way too loud, and it's really taking the joy out of exercising. So you want something to be as quiet as possible. And the faster you run your engine, your motor, like you're running, the more noise it's going to generate. Also, you want to decide how strong of a motor you want to have. So this one is kind of in the middle of the range. It's like 2.5 horsepower, which is a good balance. That's have, fairly good motor that's still quiet without being overpowering or underpowering. And the other thing is, do you want it to collapse? The more features and the bigger it is, those do not collapse. So don't even dream about collapsing a commercial or a highly advanced treadmill. So something like this can collapse very quickly. That's the other thing, is how fast can you collapse it. Some of them can collapse, but you got to spend a good 20 minutes before you can actually put it down and in a collapsible mode. By that time, your energy and desire to go and deal with this, you're not going to use it as much. So you want it to be able to deploy very quickly. With this one, within 25 seconds, you can actually have this thing collapsed or uncollapsed within very quickly. Another thing you might want to ask is, will it provide you entertainment? Because there's quite a few machines now where you can actually subscribe, and there's some very costly monthly fees that you would have to pay. But to be honest with you, we often use our own screens, like we go on our own thing on our phone or tablet. So you really don't need, to subscribe to a monthly thing. And if you do, this machine actually does give you that option. So there is an app, and you can actually, there's some free options. And also, if you want to go with advanced stuff, you can pay a little bit more. But for myself, I find myself watching a little movie or watching a YouTube video or something on my tablet, and that's enough to keep me engaged and keep me wanting to stay on the treadmill. So as you can see, there's a lot of questions you need to ask yourself before, committing and buying a treadmill. This one seems to have a very good balance between all the above. But if you're, super serious about a treadmill and something you want to use every day, this may not be something for you. You also need to, see the budget, how much you're willing to spend. At under $250 or 300 Canadian dollars, it's really hard to beat. And if for some reason you don't end up using it, you haven't lost a huge investment. You could probably still sell it on the market and recover maybe half of your money. But, if you buy a $3,000 machine and you're trying to sell it, you're going to lose quite a bit. So you have to make sure it is something you're going to end up using. In my experience, I end up using it because a couple things. I actually leave it deployed all the time. Even 20 seconds sometime may be enough to actually take that desire of deploying it. So I have it set up in a neutral space, and whenever I want to use it, I can jump very quickly on it and off, and it's ready to go. I always have my screen on it. I have an old iPad on it, so it's easy and set up. And if you can follow those things, you can end up using it more, and there's less likely that it will collect dust. So all in all, I think this Toputure Treadmill strikes this balance between all these things. In the description below, I'm going to add a link where you can buy this machine. Also, there'll be a coupon that you can apply to even reduce the cost further. And that's going to make it even more attractive. I hope you find this video helpful. I'll put a couple videos in the corners here. Also, a little speaker in the middle if you'd like to subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you again in another video. Take care.